Okay, it's that time of night. Is content o'clock. We're back with some more Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. In between episodes, I was using a pen and it exploded on me. So now I'm covered in ink. Just if anyone's curious, anyone's curious what's going on in my life. But we're picking up right where we left off. I will say, it seems like the music's quiet now. So we're gonna turn it up a little bit. I don't know what's happening. Don't ask me. Who was that? It sounded pretty intense. My sister Patrice came by. What? You didn't think to introduce me? I do want you to meet her, but the situation was too tense to bring you up. She's coming back in a bit, so we'll do the introductions later. Okay, cool. Is everything alright? My sister is dead set on turning me into the next leader of our coven. Oh, wow. Wow. She believes I could do a lot of good for the coven with my cards. Well, it's a fabulous idea, provided you're fine with it, babe. Not only because of your cards, you're smart and caring. You've only had this deck for a few weeks and you've already helped a lot of people, myself included. It'll be great to have someone so kind-hearted yet powerful as you at the helm for the change. I'm not as selfless as you think. I'm an egoist. I'm full of wrath. I'm a mess. Aren't we all, though? The important thing is that you can overcome all of that. When it matters most, you do good. I don't know. Let me help you. I can work with the team, help move the campaign. That'd be great. I'll feel stronger with you at my side. Can I ask you to keep me in check if I lose my way? One of the things that scares me the most about going into politics is the idea of losing myself to ambition, crossing a line I shouldn't. I don't know. You can count on me. Look, I've come up with a mission for you already. Whatever you need. Hold me tight, please. You got it. Oh, it's so cute. You switch bodies with your sister and go to meet one of her lovers. The man takes you home to have a fancy dinner of oysters and crawfish. You drink a bottle of white wine and make love on his boat. The following morning, you discover you have switched bodies with the man and you are alone on the boat, lost in the middle of the ocean. Oh, alright. Fair enough. Uh-oh. 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 Deep breaths, everyone. Deep breaths. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for coming. It's been centuries since the three of us got together. I don't know why we didn't do this, like, I don't know, right away? What's up, witches? And you bet, magic life can get so chaotic sometimes that we just forget to enjoy it. Yeah, it makes me so happy to see the two of you together. What did we do last time we met? I remember. You two came over to see my garden. We had some delicious pastries that Fortuna baked herself. Oh, I remember. And we opened that bottle of swordfish liqueur I got from the Nomad Sky Caravan. Oh, look at that. That's one of the arcanas we have. Oh, shit. I do remember now. We started to play that silly mortal game you taught us. Oh, right. Truth or Dare. It was all the rage among teenagers when I was a young mortal. Oh, damn. Then I dared you to read into the future of the Coven. Ah, that's how the incident started. Fucking Adina. This is all her fault. If you ask me, she got off lightly. Now it's up to us to clean up her fucking mess. Are you nervous about the elections? You can't imagine. I'm cool. More excited than anything. On the one hand, I'm not worried because whoever wins in the end, the Coven is going to be well looked after. On the other hand, I want what's best for the Coven, and I truly believe my program is the safest bet. Just to be clear, I do think you make for a lovely leader, but playing it safe is the death of our program, Jasmine. But aren't we all well already? We just need to iron out Adina's more abusive politics and put some love into the community. That's because the status quo benefits you. Think about all the novices, all the witches who don't fit into that orderly vision, myself included. My plan is not to start a revolution, but to level the playing field. It's not fair that power is held by the eldest. Novices need to be guided, though. Think about when we had just ascended. We weren't in any shape to be making important decisions. I don't know about that. Age has its own setbacks. What do you think, Fortuna? Well, about that. I guess it's time I make my stance clear. I'm running for leader myself. What? Oh my, but aren't you exiled? Patrice is going to help me run the campaign. In fact, it was her who practically forced me into this venture. Okay, and what's your deal? I'm not really sure yet. We still have to define our program. But my sister is dead set on having my divination at the helm of the new government. That'd be quite an asset, all right. Have you really thought this through? I doubt a criminal has much of a chance at leadership. Whoa, that's a bit strong. I'm not a criminal, Jasmine. Part of the plan of becoming the next leader is to eradicate unfair punishments. So you actually wanted to meet us to declare war? Huh. Not war. I just thought it would be proper to let you know firsthand. I really think that no matter who wins, the future is bright. Yeah, that's what I like to think. But the stress of competing against you two it's a bit overwhelming. Why don't we use this opportunity to promise that no matter what, we'll still be friends after the race is over? No promises needed. I never had a doubt about it. Likewise, we'll always be friends. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do if I had lost you. You won't. I love you. I love you too. I love you 3. Fuck off. Okay, the next few weeks are about to get pretty busy. I better leave and start preparing my knives. Figuratively speaking, I understand. No, literally, I'm a daggersmith, that's what I do. No need to stab anyone, though. I hope. Haha. Okay, you two take care. Okay. See you soon. Take care, both of you. Bye. Thanks for coming. Okay, that went significantly better than I thought it was actually going to. Okay, well let's define our program, right? That's what we have to do. You know, this blue ink is really pissing me off. I see it all on my skin. I'm focused. Ready. Focused. Good. Hold on to that fuel. Did you meet with Dahlia and Jasmine? Yes, I did. How'd they take it? I believe we're fine. All's good. Really? We promised we'd always be friends, no matter what. Ugh, so corny. This is gonna be the weirdest political race in the universe. Maybe all political conflict should be handled with as much love as this one. Well, jury's still on how well this is gonna go. They're good friends. I'm sure this will all be handled honorably. There's no honor in politics, only victory. Whatever. What now? Okay, allow me to give you a rundown of what's ahead. We have to define a program and a plan. First, we analyze our opponents and I'll interview you to see where we stand on the main issues. Then we'll sketch and review a program. Once we get to something solid, we'll form a team and schedule some campaign actions to get the ball rolling. The date for the election Congress hasn't been decided yet, but we're against the clock as of now. All clear? Yes. Good. First of all, did someone tell you about the 5 pillars of the coven? You know, judgment, law enforcement. Yeah, we know this. Do you need me to explain them to you? No, we know them. Yeah, we know them. We know them. We've been paying attention, right, guys? You've been paying attention. Right, guys? Right? Yeah, right. Thorough. That's good. Oh, did I just hit to say it again? Yes, I did. Yeah, we know this. We know this. We're not going to listen to this again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on. Okay, come on. Okay. I want to start with Jasmine. Understood. Jasmine was born in a small English town during the Industrial Revolution around 1800 that put her in a cultural sweet spot for amassing the sympathies of the coven. She's a young witch in the eyes of the eldest, medieval and ancient witches, but not so alien as us contemporary witches with our World Wars, TV, internet, and other global lunacies. Jasmine gets along with us, but is also part of the last decent generation, according to most conservative witches. Her politics are a liberal revision of Adina's, removing the most tyrannical mechanisms by reducing punishment and responsibilities. That will maintain the status quo, but give more room for individualism and personal enterprise, free from so many duties and the fear of failure. Whoa, how'd you get all that info in such little time? Please. I'm a detective, sis. This was barely scratching the surface. Now focus. Our program is to achieve this. Judgment will be performed the quorum. We know this. So I'm just gonna quickly just skim this. I'm not gonna read this because we heard her say this, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We know this. Um. So the worst thing about hers, um, is okay. So you want to make the strong, or you want to make all of us stronger. Fine, but you also want the eldest to make the decisions. So the eldest are going to get stronger, and they're only going to be making the decisions, right? So that's going to be scary, right? Individualism also kind of it gets rid of the community, right? It's a coven. They're supposed to be somewhat together, right? They're supposed to be able to depend on each other, but this kind of pushes people away. Um, I think it's individualism. Absolutely. And a fractured sisterhood is a weak sisterhood, or no sisterhood at all, we could say. That should weaken Jasmine's support and snatch many voters from her side if we can provide a sensible alternative. Good, good. Now to assess the candidate herself, let's use your privileged info on Jasmine. What would you say is Jasmine's strongest point? Um, I would say her charming mother-like aura. Right. A mother figure could well become the prom queen of this race. Many voters decide based on instinct rather than analysis, and Jasmine's persona promises to be an excellent caretaker for the lot of us. We'll need to expose her ugly sides to distort those motherly attributes. Now to her flaws. What would you say Jasmine's weakest point? Um, I'd say her compassion. That sounds more like a virtue, but you're right. Compassion is something exploitable in its own way. Taking pity on your rivals can be the ruin of a leader. We could also point out how some of her policies will cause suffering for some people. We can throw her off her game by toying with her pity. Ah, I feel so bad doing this. Toughen up, Fortuna. Her advisors will be doing the same about you, no doubt. Plus, these are emergency resources. If we play our cards right, we can hope for a clean victory. Focus on bringing your best game, and I won't have to push any ugly buttons. Talk about pressure. Shall we go over Dahlia now? Yeah, sure. Dahlia is not from Earth. On our home planet, politics have evolved and twisted more than anywhere else in the explored universe. She comes from the demonic desert lands, where matriarchy-based warlordism and chieftainship are the primary form of organization, even nowadays. Not saying to underestimate her, but we can expect her to not be so well prepared to navigate the intricacies of a political campaign. On the other hand, Dahlia's politics seem to be very different from her homeworld's. From what I've gathered, her focus seems to be collectivizing the Coven's duties and responsibilities, distributing the Coven's power horizontally. Level the playing field is practically her slogan. Her program is Jesus. Yeah, okay, so we know this. Um, Dahlia is betting on a kind-hearted community that requires goodwill to work. Almost utopic, I must say. What do you think is the best strategy to undermine her program? Um, That's wild. Spotlight the primitives. That's stupid. It's one of these two. I think it's this one. Expose her naivete? I've never heard that word before. Faith and goodwill is ridiculous. Good one. The ideal community she wants to paint a picture of isn't a reality. We'll focus on conveying that to the rest of the coven. Okay, now let's capitalize on your intimate knowledge about your rival. What would you say is Dahlia's strongest point? Probably the confidence, right? She embodies some winds of change. Dahlia's pretty popular. Her determination. She's battle ready. Yeah. Her overwhelming charisma and the confidence she projects. Yeah, if this was a popularity contest, she'd have the upper hand. I'm sure her campaign will kick off with a lot of momentum. We can't hope to defeat her on revolutionary grounds. We'll have to play on your intelligence and mysticism to get a bite of her cake. Alright, what about her weaknesses? What is Dahlia's most critical flaw? Yeah, impulsive is what I was thinking, just, like, right off the bat. Making daggers is the least valuable asset. That's also really powerful. Bit out of a box is an answer, but yes, we can work at that. In the picture she's painting for the coven, there's no need for an especially powerful leader. But with the few scare tactics, we can create the need in the voters for a leader that holds a critical talent. And your divination is the winning horse for that kind of race. Is this really necessary? Sure call, but if we don't exploit your opponent's flaws, it'll make it less likely for you to become the next leader. Politics are ugly, I know. But also, let me tell you, you should expect the same from your rivals. Friends or not, I'm sure they won't be pulling any punches. Be ready. I'm already regretting this. But sure, whatever. I'll handle it. Alright, now for the third candidate. What? There's more? Of course. No one told you? No? Who is it? No one truly thinks she poses any threat to Dahlia or Jasmine, but she is a candidate nonetheless. We should study her. I believe this dark horse has a chance of surprising us all. Tell me who it is already, come on. Caprisa, the historian witch, the eldest witch in our coven. She precedes even Adina. Caprisa is originally from Earth, but ascended way before humanity started even writing. She has an infallible memory. All events get registered into her tree ranks. The thing is that she's always played a secondary role in the coven, just supporting us with her wisdom. But apparently, Caprisa isn't a fan of change and isn't happy with the direction Jasmine or Dahlia wants to take the coven. So for the first time, she's running for leader. Her program's easy to sum up. She wants to keep things exactly as Adina left them. Moreover, she advocates for preserving Adina's corpse as some sort of oracle, to keep using her as a channel to consult with the gods and to set up the direction for the coven. That's awful. Yeah, wow, fuck Caprisa. Fuck her program in any case. I know Caprisa personally, she's very kind and helpful. But yes, no one wants the ghost of Adina to keep rolling over us. She has very few supporters, all among the eldest. But I wouldn't underestimate her. Caprisa has this special mystical aura around her. Combined with her vast knowledge, she's sure to impress many voters during the campaign. Depending on how gruesome this race gets, we could scare some of the more conservative witches into switching sides from Jasmine to Caprisa. I see. As long as we don't underestimate Caprisa and keep her in check, it should all be fine, though. Understood. Alright, let's see. Are you ready to define our program, or do you want to take a break? Let's take a break. Alright, I'll stay here reviewing our options. Let me know when you're ready to move on. Can I introduce Greth? No, doesn't seem like it. That's what I wanted to try. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, we'll go over every point, assess our options, make some choices, and when we have a first draft, we can review any aspect to iron out the program. It's okay to borrow some ideas you may fancy from your rivals, but try to make a program that's unique enough to be your own. Okay. First point, judgment. Right now, this is where our rivals stand. Jasmine wants to form a quorum of the eldest. Dahlia wants to introduce judgment by referendum. Caprisa wants to keep Adina's runic judgment. What type of judgment do you prefer? I'm not too thrilled about any of these. Maybe there's another option to manage the coven, something fair but effective. What do you have in mind? To have a leadership that decides on everything without the community's input is problematic, but leaving all executive control in the hands of everyone will produce erratic results. I'm thinking of establishing some sort of ministries to compartmentalize power. Appoint experts in every matter to deal with law, exploration, magic development, resource management, culture, anything really. Set up as many ministries as necessary. All ministries will work alongside the leader, but they would have the last word on their respective competences, since they would be the ideal person to make informed decisions about each issue. And how will these ministries be appointed? Do these positions rotate? What happens if someone more competent shows up? Is the minister replaced? I mean, it's really interesting on paper, and it'll be quite effective to have dedicated witches on every important matter, but this will probably breed many more power struggles within the coven, fighting for these positions or trying to earn the favor of certain ministers. I see. Not that the other options don't have the downsides, I'm just pointing out what could go wrong with this idea. I think it's still worth giving it a shot if you like it. If you're at the helm, I'm sure you'll run a tight ship and put together an excellent team. I'll help you. Yeah, avoiding corruption in this scenario relies on having a capable leader. You are a capable leader. I think you're ready to deal with any kind of judgment system you decide to go with, so having said that, what type of judgment system do you prefer? Okay, runic judgment is awful. Adina's way of judgment is awful, so that's off the book. Quorum of the Eldest is just like pandering to the older people, right? And just where I feel like ponder referendum, it just seems like you're pandering to the younger people, right? I'm gonna go with the ministry system. Gotcha. Now to law enforcement. These are the stances of our competitors. Jasmine wants a system of wardings, advocates for amicable agreement supported by the arbitrage, exile. Well, definitely not. Definitely fuck exile. You can't even say exile. That's funny. What's the new option? Keeps law and order through fear. We can't expect everyone to behave. Isn't there a way to make punishment constructive? Constructive how? Send bad witches to detention and do some magical studies? Not that, but hey, that may be an idea. What about the community service? Elaborate. Instead of expelling members, or God forbid, sending them to exile, we could set up a system of assigning hours to community service depending on the severity of the infraction. Tending other witches' garden, harvesting magic for the coven, helping the explorers, whatever's needed, really. We could pull that off, yeah. I don't know if it'll look childish or weak in the eyes of some witches, but it'll benefit the community in the long run, definitely. Alright. What type of law enforcement do you prefer? See, okay, so warnings leading to expulsion, right? If you expel a witch from your coven, they're just going to be bitter towards your coven, right? Which you don't want to create animosity. Amicable resolution isn't terrible, but it feels maybe a bit soft. Community service is also a bit soft, but it does allow for the coven to be better. I'm gonna go with community service. For this, we might just make our own system completely. Forbidden arts, these are the stance of the competitors. Continue banning. Dahlia wants free access to any kind of magic, but to enforce education so that we all know what we're dealing with. Let's see this. I want to see banning and free access. Some summonings or spells can save lives. They could even protect us from major evils. There's much to achieve from the careful application of some of the forbidden arts. So, what about extending permits? Make it so a witch can apply to have access to certain spells. The permit system is good, but I don't know. I kind of like the free access. Maybe we shouldn't grant access instantly, but we could open them up gradually as we educate our members on the implications and responsibilities of each spell. It's a bit risky, but it'll make us way stronger in the long run. Maybe. I'm not well versed on this topic, so I'll trust your judgment. It's one of these two. I don't know. This one's rough. Darn, I'm thinking. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah. If you do free access, right? Free access can be risky because you don't want it getting into the wrong hands or someone who's a bit stupid. But permit system could what? What could the permit system do that'd be bad? Sorry, I'm pondering this. The the permit system does just seem better, I think, but I'm also really not. I'm gonna go with free access. That was maybe impulsive. We should guide them, take care of them. Dahlia proposes cutting all ties. She believes that we shouldn't abuse our privilege over them and just let them be. Capricia wants to continue exploiting them for our benefit. I want to cut all ties. Well, what's the new option? Let's see what's the new option. Um. Oh. So revealing ourselves to mortals. Whoa, coming on strong. What's your angle? Whatever decision we make regarding mortals will be morally gray, since they don't know about us. What I propose here is a simple concept: truth. It'll definitely stir some chaos at the beginning, but in the end, wouldn't it be better if we develop a working relationship and make them aware of our capabilities? Let them ask directly for what they need? That is beautiful, but didn't you pay attention in school? Humanity has a troubling relationship with witches. They burned us for sport. They burned poor innocent women. What can they really do about the real deal? It's like revealing the existence of lions to a rabbit. They can hide or reject us, but in no way will they be able to hurt us. You're underestimating mortals' drive to destroying things, but sure, we could make that could make a program look strong. We could spin a good angle from it. Prepare to be attacked in any debates, though. I don't know. That seems. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling cutting out ties. If you think about it, I believe most people would rather prefer to have which is not meddling with their lives. Yeah, maybe. On the other hand, we would forfeit many valuable resources. Mortals have been a great source of magic power and inspiration for our coven. However, cutting all ties will also cut all the shady practices and wrongdoing some witches have been pushing on mortals. And to some extent, it'll let us focus on our own affairs instead of dealing with this petty disputes over humans. What? Oh, okay. Oh. What about exploitation? Should we continue exploiting mortals? I mean, it's not like we're putting them through a grinder and exporting canned people. They aren't aware of this exploration to begin with. Some of them are even happier thanks to our spells our coven has cast on their communities. It's the most powerful position, to be honest. Ideals are beautiful, and truth be told, our coven benefits a great deal from our current relationship with mortals. To keep exploiting them is objectively good for the coven, but morally dubious for many witches. It could be a tough sell among some voters. I can work with either option depending on what you want to bet on. Ah, balls. I don't want to do guidance. That seems weird. Hmm. Cutting ties with mortals. You lose the resources. You exploit the mortals. You're being a bit sus. And then if you reveal your existence, maybe they try to kill you. I want to cut all ties. Jasmine advocates for freedom and trust. Institute some sort of magical tax to have everywhere. I kind of like the magical tax. Let's see what the new option is. Must be another way of making our own coven stronger without abusing our members and without degrading the spirit of being a community. All the years you spent being in this coven, what would you say has helped most bring your A game the most? Demand, inspiration, sharing resources? I know. Mentorship. My mentor, Eugenia, has been a cornerstone in my development as a witch. What do you say we enter to a mentorship program? It's a great idea. Right now, one of the most pressing issues within our covenant is power gap between novices and elders. It'll help tell you in the relationship. Oh, yeah. Old witches won't really be getting anything out of this deal, so it'll be a tough sell for the less charitable conservatives. A mentorship is something that requires a lot of time and work, so it'll get in the way of many elders' plans. You yourself will be forced to take on some apprenticeships. Think about what you'll mean for that lifestyle. I see. What are we going to do about witch duties? Magical tax. Doesn't require any. No one should be worried about failing controls. Go about your existence however you want. Conserve. Also, this project. It'll drag down personal development, though. Our sisters are used to having their full magical reserves to event in their personal enterprises, so in the end, it's a matter about putting collectivism over individualism. Having said that, no big controversial to keep Adina's quarterly controls, but from what I've heard, it puts our covenant well ahead of friends and foes, right? That is true. Right now, it's the strongest option to keep our covenant at the top of the game. It comes with the cost of personal happiness. Yeah, no, we shouldn't do that. We'll go with the magical tax. Adina's corpse, we're gonna consume it. What's the new option? So, what if I get Adina's power all of myself? And the leader will just always be the most powerful. A godlike figure who can safeguard the coven from any evil. That is dangerous. Not a lot of people will agree with this plan. But if you manage to pull it off, you'll become extremely fucking powerful. I don't want to imagine what that would imply for your powers. You'll be able to rewrite reality itself if needed. Support you if that's what you want. What do you want to do? Wow. I think devouring. Advocating for devouring her will earn the sympathies of the conservative witch, discomfort the novices, and vice versa. I think I want to devour. I believe we are offering quite an interesting option over the plans of our rivals. Are you happy with it? Would you like to change? No, I'm happy with it. Great, wonderful, fantastic. Now, take a minute to look at our program. Internalize it, believe it, make it yours. You're going to have to defend it, all these decisions in front of your rivals and the whole coven. But most importantly, I'm going to need you to sell the concept of it. And for that, we're going to need a slogan. A slogan! Finally! Something fun. It's been fun all the way for me so far. You're really enjoying yourself behind that haughty pose, huh? You bet. What would you like to use as a slogan? Make our coven great again. Take fate into thy hands, stronger together, a real sisterhood. Take fate into thy hands. Ooh, I like this one. Very on point, given the kind of candidate you are. You think? Doesn't say much about our program, but it doesn't matter. This is all about marketing. And who doesn't like the idea of controlling their own fate? The slogan puts the focus on your defining characteristic. No other candidate can aspire to own this slogan. Great job. Thanks. We're almost done. What else? We just need to start campaigning, right? Yes, and for that we need the ultimate, most classic form of propaganda. A poster. What for? It's not like there are any streets in space to plaster with my face. We'll send posters to everyone we know from inside and outside the coven. Try to have them set up in common spaces, like temples or cosmic markets. It's not my style at all. That's why I'm here, to do all the nasty marketing you're too self-conscious to do. I just want all this to be over. A few more weeks, a couple of months at max, and this will be but a memory. You've done 200 years of exile. I'm sure you can endure this. Okay, I give up. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. I was thinking that your new cards have a lot of style. What do you say? Want to compose the poster yourself? Do I have a choice? Not really. You're really talented. Let's just squeeze your artist juices. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, let's squeeze them. What is that? Oh. Okay, we're squeezing. Put it behind. Like she's coming flying forward. And then we're gonna do like one of these on each of the cards. You see it? You see the image I'm going for? And we'll double up on this one. Put it up here. And what else will we do? Can we add another whoosh? Put it behind her. Put it behind. Wait. Kinda fuck with it. Yeah, I fuck with it. What do you think? Pretty cool. You can never have too many stars on a political poster. Should I give it another try? No, it's good. I like it. It's powerful in a very unique way. If anything, it does a great job of capturing your essence. We should send this to a museum once the race is over. Shut up. Great, we're ready to win this race. Finally, honestly, I'm not really cut out for any of this. Yes you are. Fate provided you with the mean sister to make you sure of it. Just my luck. Now, to the unavoidable question. Why don't you draw a card to make sure we win this thing? Why did we put in this much work then? For consistency. What does it matter if you become the next leader if you don't have a plan? You will have to actually run the coven even if we get there through magical means. Right. It doesn't come without its risk though. There's always a chance I draw a card that doesn't offer any favorable results to us. And once drawn, there's no going back. We could assure victory, but we could also doom us and make all of our efforts futile. Right. Well, you know your deck better than anyone. Our chances of winning through sheer effort are pretty decent, I'd say. But if you want to remove the anxiety from the competition by determining the outcome, I'm in. No. It's too risky. Let's just do our best. Alright. We should at least look for opportunities during the race to use our deck on our rivals. That's fair. They'll have to agree to ask something of the deck, though. I don't do divination without consent. That's where I draw the line. Okay, I'll try to come up with some ways to seduce them into getting readings. Suit yourself. Ooh, okay. I'm happy with that. Pandemonium. Oh, I kind of want to end here. Right? That feels like a good spot to end, because that was a lot of stuff. That's one big chunk of a chapter. That feels like a good place to end. So we're going to end it here. So, that was a good chapter. Because it really got us into this whole political race thing. This is going to be very, very, very scary in the upcoming episodes. I'm a little nervous, I'm not going to lie. Because I don't know how this is going to go at all. But hopefully it doesn't go terribly, because I would like to be the leader. That'd be pretty neat. So yeah, that is it for today. And we'll probably continue with more Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood next time too, I'm thinking. Because Pacific Drive is still giving me a hard time, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we'll find out. We'll figure it out, and we will definitely finish Pacific Drive. Do not worry about that. We'll definitely finish it at some point. So, that is it from me. So, consider dropping a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Seriously, I mean that means a lot to me. So, especially if you watch all the way to the end, always means a lot to see. So, that is it from me. Hope you all had an amazing day doing it, whatever it is you people do. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing swell. If you're not, that's fine. It's totally cool. But yeah, that's it. I love you all.